Welcome to the Ryonet instructional DVD on vinyl heat transfers. While screen printing is great for production purposes, and transfers like chromoblast or sublimation are very good for full color images and other items such as plaques and mugs, what happens if you have to do a baseball team and there's over 20 members and everyone wants a different name and number on the back of a jersey? Or one of your customers wants a specialty ink like a glitter or a flock and they only want a couple shirts. That's what vinyl transfers are good for. This video is going to cover the basics on what you need to produce heat vinyl transfers. We're going to cover the different types of vinyl heat transfers. We're going to also cover what equipment you need to make these vinyl transfers, and we're going to do the basics on producing these vinyl transfers. Stay tuned and enjoy. Ryonet carries three basic types of heat transfer vinyl. The first type of vinyl that we carry and the most popular is the PVC vinyl. This is going to give you a vinyl look very realistic to screen printing. Right here we see a name and a number. This would be used on a shirt, a baseball jersey, football jersey, or a sweat. You can also do very basic designs, 1 or 2 offs for customers that they come in. And this is going to give you a very soft hand, similar to a white plate of a thick screen print. Next we have our more specialty types of heat transfer vinyl. First one's flocking. This is going to give you a rough velvet feel. Flocking is very hard to screen print, so a lot of people prefer to use vinyl transfers for flocking. Finally, we have our basic glitter. Vinyl glitters are great for 1 or 2 offs. Setting up a screen for this can be a pain, but if your customer wants a specialty look with a glitter print, this is great for it. The vinyl is available in 19-inch rolls starting at 5 yards. A 5-yard roll of 19-inch vinyl starts at about $30, so it's actually very cost-effective to use in production. Keep in mind that if you're using a smaller than a 19-inch plotter, you want to cut the vinyl down. Say for instance if you're using an 8, 12, or 15-inch plotter, you want to cut it down to that specific width. Be careful not to waste too much vinyl. So you want to only cut as much vinyl as you're going to need for that job and for the width of that job. Most plotters can adjust for size, so you can do something as small as 8 inches or something as large as 19 inches if you have a 24-inch plotter. If you need to cut your vinyl down, you want to do it on a hard glass or metal surface using a straight edge and sharp knife. Be careful to get straight lines and not to get off-centered. There's 3 basic components that you need to produce heat transfer vinyls. First is a computer or software program. Now every plotter that you use to cut the vinyl runs off of vector art. So you need a vector art program like CorelDRAW or Illustrator. Our roll-in plotters also come free with Cut Studio, a standalone software that allows you to do very basic artwork, text, numbers, and standard clip art without having to use another standalone software like Corel. The next thing that you need is a plotter, something to cut out the vinyl heat transfer. This is a Roland GX24 plotter. It's optimal because it's wider than the heat transfer vinyl, and it also has a seeing optical eye on it that reads registration marks and can measure the vinyl to save optimal space and cost effectiveness when you're actually plotting the vinyl. This is great for all vinyl applications such as standard sign, car, or window vinyl, as well as opaque heat transfers that the optical eye reads the registration marks and then CAD cuts out. Roland also has smaller, more economical plotters called the Sticka plotters. These plotters are available at 8, 12, and 15 inches and start out around $370. Once again, all the Roland plotters come free with the Cut Studio design software, so you can get started even if you don't have Corel or Illustrator. The final piece of equipment you need for heat transfer vinyl production is obviously a heat press. Right here we have a Stahl's 16 by 20 auto clamshell digital heat press that opens automatically. This is a great heat press and it gives you a pretty good size to work with. Keep in mind that the size of your heat press dictates the size of transfers you can produce. Also, heat transfers are very fast and easy to heat press, so for production purposes you can actually do them fairly quick and easy. They transfer at 10 to 15 seconds at 320 to 350 degrees.